Good morning, students. Scope of environmental studies. Previous class, we had been learned that introduction, meaning, definition, types of environment, and principles of environmental studies, objectives of environmental studies, etc. Today, scope. What do you think about scope? Different aspects of study of environment. First, science. It's concerning scientific aspect of study of the environment. Second, environmental engineering. Engineering means construction or development. 3. Management. So management principles have been applied in the environmental studies, including planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, etc. Then conservation is a concept tried to preserve, protect the natural resources. Then ecology, study of relation between man and environment. Then biodiversity. Biological and living things, how it's diverse, including human beings and other beings in this environment. Then pollution control. Next scope is main objective is that control the pollution and try to develop natural environment. Then social issues. Every social factors influence the environment. Environmental factors influence the society. In the society, we have people using the environment just way, and environmental friendly activities can enrich the environment. So environment support us to better living. Then population, mainly population growth, overpopulation cause degradation of environment. Then environmental psychology, study about mind and environment. The environmental factors how to affect the mind, including perception, learning, thinking, etc. Mainly focus on the mental illness. So various psychotherapies based on environmental modifications. Detail going on. Scientific study, air, water, soil. Then changes in this environment study scientifically. Scientific tool use. Science means fact and evidence. They ask material evidence. Damages result of human interaction. Then engineering study of technical process and protection of environment. Then improving the environment, quality of health and being of people. Then management, promote physical, social, economic, mainly management principle, including mainly planned, sustainable planning, production. The natural resources, conservation, ethics of resources, allocation, which means how to use the natural resources scientifically and ethically, so that resource, when you use that natural resource, do not damage the human beings, the natural environment, protection. Then including natural world, fisheries, habitat, biological diversity. Secondary focus, material conservation, mainly concerning non-renewable energy, minerals, fuels, energy conservation, protect the natural world. Then ecology, diversity of species. Then biodiversity, enhanced greenhouse gases, biological diversity. Then extension of species, dangerous species would be concerned and protect it. Then pollution, prevention and harmful effects should be studied, and health impacts should be concerned. Then forms, various forms of air pollution, including air, water, soil. Forms means types. Each person can contribute to protect and prevent pollution. Then social issues, air quality, energy conservation, wastewater, waste usage. We know that waste is a major problem in our society. For example, when you walk in the street, difficult to walk, difficult to bad smell, as well as the breathing, difficult to breathing, the hazards. These are the social issues. The land contamination, biodiversity, labor, mainly working condition, good environment in occupation, occupational health, safety, security, acquisition, land acquisition. For example, the government program, development program, acquire the wonderful land and recreate the environment. That time what do? So that project mingle with the conservation programs, protect the environment. For example, road facilities and other industries may be start in the time of starting projects. Then indigenous people, heritage. Indigenous people who are living, for example, tribal people, living in deep jungle, they want their own technologies. Then cultural heritages. Then population, as population growth affect the lifestyle, then directly affect the environment. Then relationship, population growth and environmental degradation. Then demand, people need resources, waste. Then environmental psychology, interplay, individual and their surrounding. This our mind depends on surrounding. For example, we have good environment surround us, including physical environment, biological environment, and social environment is best. Our mind become pleasant and we feel happy. So this is study about these relations, natural environment, social and bullet environments, learning environments, informational environments. These are the concerning the environmental psychology. Science dealings with mind and environment. The importance of environmental studies. Next section. Conserve biodiversity. What do you think about diversity? Not only human being is living, the other biological environment support us. As we had been learned, consume. We have consuming from other biological environment, including plant, animals, food, provide food, nutrients, etc. Second is that sustainable. Do not degrade living. Then use resources efficiently and reasonably. Know behaviors of organism, which is very important to better living. We need to understand about behavior of the plant and animals, and we need to control that and try to consume best from that resources and better living. Then know interrelationship between, then aware about, educate environmental issues, so which is important. Every individual need to aware about. That's what we had to learn from school level and college level. The environmental study is a very important. Okay, every individual need to aware about self and protect the surrounding. Then deals with issues, safe and clean drinking water. Water is a fundamental for every living. Hygienic living, fresh air. The knowledge type of environmental hazards. Hazards means environmental factor may harmful to us. Everyone need to aware about it. So environmental studies do it. Teach how to use our natural resources. They mainly prevent the diseases, promote the health, etc. So next section, need of public awareness about environment. First, protect the environment. So reason is the industrialization. Every industry is some damage and need to concern it. If some damage, need to reconstruct it. Protect the environment. Second, people participation. So public should be aware to participate every citizen to protect the environment. It's a duty of citizens, people, as well as government to protect and preserve the environment. Then regarding environmental regulation. So students, this is very important one. This everyone need to law, environmental law. Environmental law. Okay. So then only we can, for example, somebody maybe damage the environment, or maybe this disturb the dangerous species, which is a punishable crime. So we need to know about it, how to protect it. When we disturb that species, maybe punishment is there. Then by using mass media, newspaper, radio, television, nowadays mass media, Facebook, Twitter, and etc. Then people aware various institutions. India having different types of institutions protect every types of environment. For example, Botanical Survey of India, BSI, Zoological Survey of India, 1966. These are the two important institutions. They protect the plant and animals and preserve, identify, classify these biological environments. Then Wildlife Institute of India. So this is a institution protect the wildlife and identify the dangerous species, and sanctuaries protect. For example, these deer sanctuaries, tiger sanctuaries, etc. Then public role. Every public means citizen of country need to participate. Then prevent harming our own selves. Affect the environment harmful to us. Then public has to educate. Then aware about disaster, aware about the facts or the main cause of the natural disaster. The natural disaster is a nature, but we can reduce their impact by means of environmental friendly activities. Next, to manage our planet Earth, mainly concerning the global warming, which is cause of the climate change. So we need to, every public need to aware about how to reduce the global warming and climate change, etc. Then prevent environmental hazards. For example, the temperature rising. Next, environmental law. So every law has been, different types of laws are available. We will learn in 6th unit. Having, for example, air law, water law, try to preserve the environment. Public need to aware. Then control pollution. Then prevention of environmental degradation. Next, to prevent ill effects. For example, any damage due in environment need to review it. Then only we can solve and away from ill effect of environmental damage. Cleaning up environment. Next, reduce waste natural resources. Reduce wasting natural resources. Watchdog, information, the government, which means need to use the natural resources the just way. Next section, multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. Multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. So, for example, physics, chemistry, biology. These are already we had been learned this. Look at this. Environmental study including physical components, abiotic, biological components, which means biotic. So, physical components specialized study, land, air, water, study by geology, climatology and agricultural, chemistry including. Then biology including plant study by botany, animal study by zoology, man and his functions in humanities. So, humanity including sociology, education, economics, political and other sciences. So, biology having these all the disciplines. Physical components having these all the discipline. The physical components including the physics, chemistry, etc. So, which is a flow chart tell us the multidisciplinary nature of the environmental studies. Look at this. Environmental studies including life science. Life science means biology, biochemistry, microbiology. Then mathematics, modeling. Modeling means create this models or theories including mathematics, statistics, computer science. Then basic and applied studies, physical science, physics, chemistry, earth science, atmospheric science, etc. Then technology including civil, chemical, hydraulics, nanotechnology. Nanotechnology means study of atom. Then management and awareness. So, management studies including economics, sociology, law, education, management studies, mass communication, etc. So, these are other examples, the multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies and science. Look at this, one of the excellent pie chart. This is a world study by politics, ethics, demography, anthropology, geography, geology, physics, ecology, chemistry, biology, philosophy, economics. Then everybody affected by environmental issues. First, global warming, depletion of ozone layer, downling forest, loss of global diversity, biodiversity mainly. So surround us living various biological this environment including plant and animal need to protect it. Then water, air, land, soil, organisms, microorganisms. Then healthy natural ecosystem is need, water, the multidisciplinary study of environment is essential, then clean and fresh air, fertility of land, food and development. Then in environmental studies, already we had been learned this, all this, in that chart, pie chart, flow chart, well expressed. So this need to better conceptualized. Inform the consideration of mainly concerning humanities. The main aim is that protect our rights. Complexity of environmental issues. Enabling solution of environmental problems. So interdisciplinary nature is that the environmental problem not only study and solved by the environmental people, multidisciplinary factors, multi-professionals together, work together and solve the environmental issue. Next, look at this, different disciplines. Engineering, sociology, health science, anthropology, philosophy, statistics. Then environmental issues, topics, major subject and topics knowledge. Look at this is a wonderful table. This is environmental issues that nature and air pollution concerning chemistry and chemical engineering. Then animals, pollutions, zoology, botany. Then air pollution, materials, meteorology. Then thermodynamics, geology. Effect of climate and air pollution, mathematical modeling. Then air pollution control by physics, chemistry, branch of engineering. Environmental engineering is a specialty engineering. Then history of air pollution, by history. Then economic impact of air pollution, economics, demography. Then sociological impact and political by sociology. Then alternative fuel and physical sciences. Then conservation of resources by various branches of physical and political sciences. Then ozone, then conservation concerning the political science, ozone and global warming, the field including prevention, almost all field, okay. All disciplines should be collaborate and coordinate for overcome global warming. Students, global warming is main cause of this climate change, as well as various diseases as we have been experiencing now. The various viruses and this unidentified bacteria grow, new type of bacteria and virus made due to the global warming as well as climate change. Next, institution in environmental studies. In environmental studies, government as well as non-governmental organizations. The well-known organizations are first BNHS, Bombay Natural History Society in Mumbai. Then CPR, Environmental Education Center in Chennai. Then CEE, Center for Environment Education, Ahmedabad. Then WWF, Worldwide Fund for Nature in New Delhi. It's an international organization, NGO. Then CSE, Center for Science and Environmental. Then BVIEER, Bharat Vidyabid Institute of Environment, Education and Research, Pune. Then UKSN, Uttarakhand Seva Nidhi, Almara. Then Kalpaha Vriksha is an NGO from Pune, mainly concerning preserve the plant. Then SACON is in Tamil Nadu, Salim Ali Center for Ontology. Ontology means study of birds in Coimbatore. Then WII, Wildlife Institute of Next, ZSI, Zoological Survey of India, is a government institution. So these are these few institutions only, lot of hundreds of institutions working for environmental protection and issues. Next section, environmental thinkers. This question may be asked in competitive examination nowadays in government as well as central, state as well as international competitions. First, Charles Darwin, Origin of Species. Based on evaluation. Based on evolution. Then Emerson, Commerce. M.C. Mehta from India, lawyer, environmental lawyer. Then Henry T. Wilderness should be preserved. In 1860 wrote a book. Then John Moore. Ancient squared trees preserved by in California. Then M.S. Swaminathan is well-known agricultural scientist in India, from India. Then Salim Ali, ornithology, which means study about birds and protect the dangerous species. Then Indira Gandhi, former Prime Minister, preservation of wildlife. Then S.B. Coleridge, India's greatest wildlife conservation and organized various nature awareness program, mainly production, environmental friendly. Then Anil Agarwal, journalist. Then Mehab Badkar is a well-known activist. They working for tribal people. The dam, dam construction, Narmada River. Then Sundarlal Bahuguna, successful conservation action program. Then environmental philosophers. There are different philosophers, philosophies, ethics. David Abraham, then Glenn A. Thomas Berry, Murray B. Bert C. University of North Texas in America, Alan Carter, University of Glasgow, then Stephen R. L. Clark, University of Liverpool, John Dicker, Paul R. E. Robert F. University of North Texas, then Brian Goodwin. These are the important philosophers and thinkers. This question may be asked in the competitive examinations. So next section is very important for us. Environmental studies and sustainable development goal. What is the relation between them? Definition. Sustainable development means economic development without depletion of nature. Then SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Already we have discussed September 2015, United Nations General Assembly adopted resolution, Universal Integrated Transformative 2030 Agenda, Sustainable Development, a set of 17 goals. In short, SDGs. This should be achieved within 2030 is a set objectives. So already we had been learned this one. Then this social problems. First, no poverty. Second, zero hunger. 3, good health and well-being. 4, quality education. 5, gender equality. 6, clean water and sanitation. 7. Affordable and clean energy. 8. Decent work and economic growth. 9. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10. Reduced inequalities. 11. Sustainable cities and communities. 12. Responsible consumption and production. 13. Climate action. 14. Life below water. 15. Life on land. 16. Peace, justice and strong institutions. 17. Partnerships for the goals. So here, which is the environmental oriented? So every goal is indirectly the environmental impact, but what are the goals or directly environment issues? First, 12th goal, SCP. Responsible consumption and production. 13. Climate action. 14. Life below water, ocean. 15. Life on water, land. So these are the environmental SDGs. Then challenges in global sustainability. First challenge, population. Overpopulation, unpredicted growth of populations. Then consumerism. The people consume. They want products with the lowest price and quality. Then materialism. Need to use environmentally friendly materials. We know that plastic, the plastic use last decade nowadays is harm to environment. Then climate change, unpredictable changes. Rainy season, there is no rain, but sunny season, heavier rain. Then waste disposal. Then deforestation. In various places for development purpose, forest may be destroyed by the loss of wilderness. Wilderness means this biodiversity may be gone away. Then industrial agriculture. Industrialized agriculture. Nowadays using machine, for agricultural purposes. Mainly concerning fertilizers. In the last decades and 20 years back, maximum use by chemical fertilizers, which strongly affect and damage the land and soil. 9. Species extinction. Various animals are going to dangerous species. Then depletion of natural resources, including plant, soil. Then invasive organisms, which means change of their mainly microorganisms, change their chemical bond, which cause diseases. Then urban development. So urban development is a major challenge. The reason is that cities should be grow environmental friendly, which is a difficult task. So government is having various programs as well as change law, etc. The schemes of sustainable development. Here is that this is a model to promote sustainable development. Here 3 important factors: social, environmental, economic. Bearable, equitable, viable. Bearable means is able to do. Viable means availability. What are the available? Equality means everyone should be, which is sustainable. Then three sphere also been worded: economic, environmental, social. Ecology, economy, equality. So here wonderful the table which is expressed about which is sustainable. So what are the factors are non-sustainable? Look at this. Consumption of non-renewable resources more than nature's able to replace. Which means what is available nature use more than use. State of environment is that environmental degradation. Then sustainability concern not sustainable. Second, equal to nature's ability to replenish. Which means what is available in the nature, use it and use that it and replace that nature. For example, this cut a tree, pluck two trees. That is a equality, equilibrium. Then steady state economy. Next is that less than nature's ability to replenish. So reduce the use of nature and environmental renewable. So environment naturally renew it. Totally use, difficult to renew. If small use and naturally renew that nature, and that is called environmental sustainability. Then circles of sustainability. Economic, politics, culture. Look at this: social, economics, environment, politics. Next section: health sector responsible for sustainable development. This is sustainable development goals. Issues in the health, environment and sustainable development. Health sector bearing fundamental responsibility. Look at this: monitoring overall health status. Monitor cities in mainly urban places. So monitor the people activities. Any activity affect the environment that indirectly affect people health. In district level, intra-urban, intra-district, etc. Then estimating. Estimating means predict about what happened, environmental and social factors to health problems by using improving indicators of relation between healthy living conditions. Mainly this healthcare estimation is essential for every types of decision making, for establishment of new institutions, then mainly concerning the new development projects. Then analyzing environmental and social health needs, housing, local government, transport, industry, then healthcare opportunities should be analyzed by the health sector. In India concerned, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, for formulating health and environmental policies. And partnership between them, relevant sectors. So health sector partnership with other sectors, including first tie up with the environmental department, Ministry of Environment, and macro level as well as in local level, as well as need to concern that concerning sections. Five, advocating. Advocating means advising, giving ideas including healthcare issues related to environment. Then competent agencies, organizations in all level promoting health and environment. Next, responsibility, supporting health and environment service delivery. Service delivery means distribution of healthcare services to promote environmental health. The nurse is doing wonderful role in this. Mainly community health nurses visit every communities, try to modify this environment, educate the people and families. Look at this, health in SDG eras. Third SDG is that good health and well-being. So this goal is directly affect or indirectly affect these all the goals. 17 goals. Health is fundamental. Then only we can achieve the other SDGs. Then supporting the development of research. Students, various research organized by the various departments. The healthcare sector support that research. What are the health impact and particular environmental issue? And understanding and assessment. Management of health risk in every activities. For example, in development projects, mainly construction of industries. What are the health risks and hazards? Try to estimate it, how to equalize it, and overcome the health risk and manage it. Then providing technical support, healthcare technical support, guidance for policy making, planning, valuation, then capacity development. So these are the responsibility of health sector. There nurses are maximum part. We know that, nurses only visit the terminal end, which means directly contact with the client, directly contact with the families, and collect the data regarding health and environmental risk, etc. So next section is only for us. We are nurses. Nurses' voice to achieve SDGs. Look at this wonderful picture. ICN, International Council of Nurses. Voice of nurses. We influence health, social and economic policy, regional, global, sharing evidence and best practice. So we nurses collect the evidence, data from the individual people, persons, by means of clinical nursing, and community health nurses in community setting collect the informations and share to other sector to promote the environment and prevent unpredictable diseases, global pandemic. Second, ICN imagines world in which human rights respect protected, including rights of person, right of person and future population to safe, healthy and sustainable environment. Sustainable environment protect the human rights. Third voice, participation and collaboration. Profession improve the well-being, health of population, respect of culture, cultural values, customs and beliefs. So this is a important point, is that cultural values and customs. Every individual having different belief. So that oriented nursing services and collaborate with other sector, including educational sector, agricultural sector, etc. Then empower women through institutionalizing their leadership. 5. Transformative education, which means transfer from on to higher level. New nurses, existing staff, that is the aim now, this voice by nurses. So nursing education has been transferred into to sustainable. Every nursing practice and activities become sustainable. Then identify opportunities and advanced nursing roles, strengthening healthcare delivery, which means distribution of healthcare services strengthened by nurses. Then advise clinically effective technology. Some technology may be harmful to people. The nurses conduct research which technologies affect and advise to government and concerning authorities and promote that technology become viable and away from hazards and quality of health services. Then develop and promote humanitarian conflict disaster setting. Humanitarian means in conflicting area, for example in war between two nations. Nurses working there globally. Then disaster concerning natural disaster as well as man-made disaster. Then support development of workforce planning and right number of staff, right skills, right place, right time. So these all the nursing responsibility. Okay, students, thank you everyone. Have a nice and wonderful day.